More. So why do I drink the way that I do? Or why do I drug the way that I do? It's a question a lot of addicts ask themselves. But see, alcohol is not my problem. Alcohol is actually the solution to my problem. I'm an alcoholic. I was born this way. It's, I don't know, genetic or what, but I was just predetermined or predisposed to be an alcoholic. Um, taking alcohol into my body cures my other problems. It calms my system. It calms my brain. Taking drugs, calms me. But the other thing that it does is it takes me outside of me. I don't have to be me when I'm drinking. I don't have to be me when I'm drugging. And what I mean by that is, I mean, I'm me. I'm me times 1,000. But what I mean by that is all the shit that rattles around in here, all the bad memories, all the bad shit goes away when I use it. It cures that for me. So I'm sick spiritually, mentally, physically. And those things combined cause me to want to take anything that I can get my hands on that takes me outside of myself and takes me away from reality. That's why um, I need those things or I choose those things because they give me what I'm looking out. Um, I don't want to be that kid from 433 Washington Circle in Oberlin, Ohio. I don't want to live those memories. Um, I do have good memories of childhood, but they're mostly with friends and things like that. Um, and I ran from all of that. Once I started drinking, I ran from all of that. Real friends, um, people who really cared, and fell in with a crowd that drank and drugged just like I did because those were my people. Um, I tried to hide from things that happened to me in my past. Um, and it wasn't until I got sober that I realized a lot of that stuff. You know, I was molested as a child. Um, and that shit just ate at me, and I never wanted to tell people that. These days I don't care. It's part of my life. It's something that happened to me, something I can't fucking control, you know. Um, my mom and dad were, abusive by most standards. Um, I don't hold that against them these days because I still, even though my shrink doesn't agree with me, I still feel like my mom and dad did the best they knew how to do with what they had to work with, not just with me, but with my brothers and my sister. Um, you know, with the exception of one, we were all pretty mischievous kids. Um, and I call it mischievous now, but there was some diabolical shit that I did when I was young. Um, so the whole why me, you can get hung up on that, and that can keep you out drinking and drugging, for a long time. If you went through what I went through, you would drink like I do. If you went through what I went through, you would drug like I do. Those are all just bullshit reasons we give ourselves to continue our bad behavior. And that's what it is we use our past and the negative things in our life as excuses for our bad behavior. You know, there's a lot of people that went through a lot of the same shit that I did as a kid and didn't drink or use like I did. I had to find a way to learn to cope with what happened. Um, and I have. I've got beyond all that shit from my past. It still every once in a while floats up. Um, I still suffer night terrors sometimes. Um, I still, get depressed sometimes for no reason. And then it all eventually, when I work with my therapist and stuff, it all eventually comes back to something that happened, in my past. Um, and my past is pretty sketchy because once I got older, there's a lot of things that I did that, I used, they were here again, they were excuses. I would steal shit constantly and, things like that. And I'm not talking petty stuff. Um, and I would do that kind of shit. And it was like, I'm justified because if you lived the life that I lived, you would do these things too. Um, so the whole why me is a big hang up for a lot of people. Um, so, these days instead of why me, it's more why not me? I'm better equipped to deal with this shit than some other people are apparently. Is the way that I look at it. I'm still here, you know. Um, and I'm now, over 11 years sober. All that stuff that tried to kill me is just, gone. It couldn't defeat me. It couldn't beat me, so maybe God has a higher purpose, for me. That's why I'm still around, because there's been days when I wake up and wonder why the fuck did I wake up? You know, what good am I to anything or anybody? So that whole why me thing, you just got to get over that shit, and look at it, like I said, in terms of why not me? Because those of us that have gone through addiction and suffered the ill effects and have come out on the other side, are better off. One of the biggest things about getting clean and sober is cleaning your house, cleaning your side of the street, they call it. Clean up the wreckage of your past. And as you start to do that stuff, you start to see how to deal with life. We learn to live life on life's terms. Bad things happen. People die. People lose jobs. Things happen, and I don't have to drink over those things today. So, why me? Why not me? One of the big things that you have to do once you get going is you have to change, not just how you look at life or how you live. And it's not just quit drinking or quit using. You have to change who you associate with and where you go. Sober people, sober places, sober things. There's very few people in my life today that know me as that guy. Um, it's very few and far between people that have ever seen me, in my active drinking. And I'm glad, because I don't have fond memories of drinking and drugging with the people that I associate with these days. And I'm not going to sit and say that I never had a good time drinking or using drugs, because I did. There was a lot of good times. They didn't outweigh the bad, but they were there. So for me to hang out with people that I used to hang out with is a very dangerous game to play, and it's a double-edged sword. You know, we have a good time, we hang out, we do this, but I have those fond memories of drinking and drugging with these people. So the more I hang out with them, the more likely it is that I will pick up again, because, a lot of times we just want to relive some of our past, or some of the good times. So, sober people, sober places, sober things, the people that are important to me today and are very dear to me in my life, I never drank with. There's a few that are very close to me now that I did drink around or drink with, um, that are our family, um, to me today. And I'm okay with them because I can separate the two. I don't know, that doesn't necessarily make sense right now if you're new, but when you get older in sobriety, you'll see how you can be in some situations and thrive. I can be around people who drink now. I just know my limits. And, once people start the the great dance of the drunk white people, I'm out. When you start thinking you can dance, Coop's gone, because that's the point where I can't be around you anymore. Um, Mostly because I don't want to see you try to dance and not be able to pull it off. But the thing is I always have an exit strategy when I go somewhere. So, if I go somewhere and people start drinking, the minute that people start getting a buzz, that's when it's my time to leave. But people that know me know that as well, and they know when I leave that it's for the best for me and for them. You know, I love when somebody says, "Hey, I don't trust somebody who doesn't drink." Trust me, you would trust me a whole lot fucking less if I still drank. That's a fact. Um, but anyway, if you're new and you're just wondering why me, why not you? You know, you're better equipped to deal with this than somebody else. So have a great day. Don't drink, go to meetings. Bye.